I've been thinking about whether it's solemn for me. And I have to be honest, I'm the only one, maybe I'm alone on this. It isn't solemn for me, right? So I think it's really late and it isn't solemn for me. This is finally the first time that I feel that Donald Trump is being treated like a normal American.
Can I ask you what the not solemn feeling is? Does it have a name?
Is Schadenfreude appropriate?
It's a noun, but I got it. Yes. I understand. Yes.
I just want to say I agree with you completely, and I feel invigorated.
Hey there, guys. Welcome to the channel. So I want to talk once again, truly one of my favorite topics, the reigning champs of divisive, hyperbolic, targeted propaganda that is the great people over at MSNBC. They, to me, are absolutely freaking radical. You know, they really do make CNN look more like Fox News these days. And to me, it truly is an extremist network. Let me know in the comments if you agree. And really, to all the AOCs in the world who believe that, you know, Fox News should be taken off the air because of extremism, how do they square in their own minds that they completely and fully support MSNBC, which is truly insane most of the time? So Joy Reid feeling Schadenfreude, which is basically deriving pleasure from someone else's misery. That's what she's saying. This is how she personally feels about the third indictment of President Trump. And of course, Chris Hayes feels invigorated. You know, these are people who pretend to be serious journalists, and their mushy-brained followers, they truly believe that they are. When they watch this stuff, they believe that they're watching journalism. They don't realize that they're getting mind molded, but which is totally insane. So comments like these, they make Van Jones and his shiver down the leg look more worthy of a Pulitzer than the Russian collusion coverage. And anyway, I believe them. I believe that they believe this, that they are absolutely excited and giddy over the prospect of Donald Trump going to prison. And I honestly believe that they don't exactly know why. They just believe that they believe it. And these people, you know, they love watching the guy suffer. They love watching him or anyone they disagree with be attacked by a United States government that has weaponized, you know, bureaucracies and weaponized the Department of Justice. You know, just because it happens to be at the moment controlled by their guy. But political winds shift, and I can't believe they don't see that coming, you know, but nothing stays the same forever. But anyway, with absolutely no forethought of these possibilities of the future and what literally this opening of Pandora's box really means for all of us. You know, it's just crazy. They're truly obsessed with the man. And it's really interesting to watch, you know, because they were the biggest purveyors of misinformation and, you know, the targeted propaganda that literally led millions and millions of our fellow citizens to literally be Trump deranged. We have family members that are like this. They're literally Trump crazy. All they think about, everything is Trump's fault. It's bonkers. But I didn't realize that these people actually believed it, but they appear to have actually fallen victim to their own nonsense. They completely believe it now. You know, and this is why you don't ever get high on your own supply. But anyway, it is fun to watch, scary as hell at the same time, but it is interesting to watch and it gives us something to talk about. I wish we had nothing to talk about. But anyway, so why am I talking about this? Why am I talking about Joy Reid, who is experiencing literally the lowest ratings of her career? Well, truly, I just love when the crazy leftists say the quiet part out loud. And what she's talking about is something we're all curious about. Can Trump get a fair trial in Washington, D.C.? I seriously doubt it. Let me know in the comments what you guys think. But here we have Joy Reid, who basically strongly alludes to this idea that Trump won't get a fair trial, that he may actually face racism. Because according to Joy Reid, a black judge can't possibly be unbiased for a white defendant, especially a white President Trump defendant, which is ridiculous if you think about it, you know, the way the justice system should work, the way it could work. But she also says that Trump faces what she called a demographic reality. Take a look.
They oppose that venue for many reasons. The demographics of it are interesting. This judge named, I believe this magistrate judge is Moshila Upadhyaya, or Upadhyaya, I might be pronouncing it wrong, a woman of color. The judge he will be facing in the trial, Jamaican-born woman of color. He seems to be facing sort of demographic reality, legal reality, and, you know, situational reality.
So Joy Reid, who was absolutely, literally, fully and completely obsessed with race, and I doubt very much that she actually understood what it was that she actually just said. She's basically admitting that race is going to play a role in how this trial goes. And honestly, let me know if I'm wrong, but I don't know what January 6th even has to do with race. But in the eyes of the mainstream liberal media, anything and everything has to do with race. It is impossible for them to look at anything except through the lens of race. And it's wild, man. It's hard to watch, but I'm still not used to it as much as we see it. But so what we see here is a race-obsessed race hustler herself telling us the quiet part out loud. She says that this judge cannot possibly remain unbiased when she has an evil, straight white male in her courtroom. And I wonder, honestly, I'd love to hear what the judge has to think about this. These people saying this about her, because truly, I'm sure that she's not all bad. And I'm almost positive that she doesn't make her courtroom decisions based on race. Politics, maybe, but I can guarantee you it's not on race. But I thought the media told us that this stuff doesn't exist. It sounds like what Joy Reid's talking about is replacement theory and this demographic shift or whatever she's talking about. Something like it. I had no idea that Joy Reid was that sort of conspiracy theorist, but what else is she saying? So is she saying that people of color will take into account Trump's race to make a decision? Sounds to me like she's implying that the judge is racist against Trump already. And it's just crazy to me. But let me know in the comments if you guys heard something different. But it makes us question, who is this terrible racist judge that Joy Reid is so concerned about? Well, luckily, we have the other upstanding folks over at CNN digging into that for us. We already learned yesterday that, we did a video on it, that she has some at least minor ties to Hunter Biden. If you've watched that video, you understand what I'm talking about. If you haven't, please do. But let's have a look at what CNN has to say, guys. And before we roll that, make sure you like, comment, subscribe. Most importantly, share the channel. Really help us out with the algorithm. Help us get our message to as many people as possible.
Judge Tanya Chutkan was confirmed 95-0 by the U.S. Senate in 2014 after being nominated by President Barack Obama.
The nomination is confirmed.
For nearly a decade, she's served as one of about 24 judges at the federal trial court in Washington, D.C.
The ideal judge has always been for me one who is open-minded, fair, and prepared.
But now that she's been selected at random to preside over Donald Trump's criminal case for his efforts to overturn the 2020 election, her impartiality is being questioned.
She worked for Boies Schiller, which of course is Hunter Biden's firm of choice.
In November 2021, Chutkan forcefully rejected Trump's attempts to block the January 6th committee from accessing more than 700 pages of his White House records, writing, "Presidents are not kings and plaintiff is not president." Her decision was slammed by Trump, but delighted Democrats leading the congressional investigation into the Capitol attack.
It's a big deal. We have a lot of information we've requested.
Judge Chutkan has also overseen dozens of criminal cases against Capitol rioters, and in the process implicated Trump on several occasions, telling one rioter during sentencing that he did not go to the United States Capitol out of any love for our country. He went for one man. She also pushed back against claims that the protesters on January 6th can be compared to other people protesting against racial inequality in recent years, saying during one hearing in 2021, to compare the actions of people protesting mostly peacefully for civil rights to those of a violent mob seeking to overthrow the lawfully elected government is a false equivalency and ignores a very real danger that the January 6th riot posed to the foundation of our democracy.
The judge has been very strong in her rulings relating to January 6th. She has given many memorable statements, presidents are not kings and the like. So good draw for the prosecution.
Just going off what we're seeing in the media, and who knows, man, maybe Joy is right. She seems to be about as woke and anti-Trump as a federal judge can get. But, do you guys really believe that this judge was chosen at random? Because I can't possibly believe that. I just absolutely can't imagine that that's true. There's no freaking way. And if it is, that's just insanely bad luck. And I may actually agree with Joy Reid on this one for once, but I don't think it has much to do with race. I think it has to do with politics, racial politics at that, maybe, but not race. But it is all politics. We know that she worked with Hunter Biden at his law firm at the very, very same time that they were working for Burisma. We know that she literally has been the hardest on Jan 6 protesters. And she seems to have a strong, strong anti-Trump bias. And they expect us to believe that she's a judge that was picked at random. You know, or they expect us to believe that this has the makings of a fair trial. There is no freaking way. And I'm not sure how it works. I'm not sure how the judges are picked. I'm not sure how they're repicked. But if there's a way to get a new judge, that is absolutely what needs to happen. Because it doesn't look fair, at least starting out. Anyway, guys, that's just my take. Let me know in the comments your take. And don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. Most importantly, share the Common Sense Garage. And we'll see you in the next one.